everyone, my name is Dylan. Welcome back to the card table. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to do the tabled riffle shuffle. Now, there's two variations of this shuffle. One's called the closed riffle shuffle and one's called a open riffle shuffle. Now, what's the difference? Well, one's a little bit more hidden, a little more secretive, and that's the closed one, which looks like this right here. Take the cards, give them a little riffle, just like so. You can kind of see how it's like a tight shuffle. You're kind of like hiding all the cards. Now the open one's a little bit more fair and, as you know, open. And it looks like that right there. Now, let's get into the actual tutorial. Okay, so for the mechanics to do the closed riffle shuffle, I'm going to be teaching that one first to you. You're going to need to get in what's called starting riffle shuffle position. And that's this right here. Now, here's the key points, and really focus and pay attention. Your middle fingers, all right, they're going to be in the front right here. They're going to be making contact with the deck and the table. Your index fingers are going to be slightly bent on the top corners right here. Your thumbs are going to be the back corners, all right? They're going to be making contact with the deck and the table. Your ring fingers are going to be making contact with the deck on the outer edges right here and the table as well. And your pinkies are going to be making contact with the table. Now, you should be able to get in this position immediately. It shouldn't take you a minute to fool around or hesitate. And in order to do this, you're just going to have to practice and memorize it. So again, remember, your first fingers are going to be on top, slightly bent. Your middle fingers are going to be in the front, thumbs in the back, ring finger on the side, and pinky over here. And remember, you're making contact with the cards and the table. Now, the second step is you're going to take your first finger and you're going to bend it a little bit down, and you're going to riffle off half the cards. And you're going to, with your left hand, thumb and middle finger, you're going to pull the bottom packet out, simultaneously doing the same thing with the middle and the thumb, the right hand, and you're going to pull the cards out like this. Now, if you notice, there's like a little V formation going on here, okay? If you can see that right there. Now, that's very important. You want to keep these cards just like that and the edges of them touching. So again, getting to riffle shuffle and starting position, you're going to lift up and you're just going to get into that little V formation, just like so. Now, once you're in this step, you're going to do the second hand positioning, which is this right here, okay? So, your first fingers are going to be on top, your thumbs are going to be in the corners right here, your index fingers are going to be a little bit bent, and your pinky, ring, and middle finger of each hand is going to be closed, all right? And you're going to lift up both packets, and you're going to riffle off. You're going to bend, like so, with your thumb and lift off some cards. You just have to practice doing this, okay? Next, you're going to riffle off a few cards with the right hand thumb. Then you're going to mix the rest all together, like so. And you're going to end with the left hand packet cards. Now there's a key note here. These cards right now are interweaved just a little bit. One slight mistake, pulling back, will unshuffle the cards. So, when these cards are riffled up together, you need to make sure that you push like so, getting in riffle shuffle position again, starting position. Your ring finger and pinky is going to push just a little slightly, like so. And then you're going to take your middle finger and thumb, and you're going to kind of do this motion right here. Push them together, just like so, and square them up nice and neat. Now that's how you do it. However, I'm going to give you some very important tips that you can remember. Remember this, that position, make sure you do that correctly. Don't get in any bad habits. Always remember this position by keeping in contact with the table and the cards, okay? And when you lift off these packets, try to keep them as half and half as you can, but depending on the trick or whatever you're doing, some kind of card control, you may not be able to do half and half, but that's fine. But if you're genuinely doing a fair, real shuffle, you probably want to keep the packets about as half as you can, but you can see right here, this is not even perfect. However, you just have to play around with it in whatever routine you're doing. Now, keep that little V, and when you come over here, make sure your fingers are closed. And always remember this, your fingers are going to stay in contact with the table, okay? And the cards, just like so. Now my pinky's not really making too much contact with the cards, but they're still making contact with the table, as you can see. And you're going to riffle off to do a real true riffle shuffle. You're going to release the feel of the bottom cards in the right hand and the left hand simultaneously like so, and end with the left hand packet. And then you're going to go back into riffle shuffling starting position. You're going to push just like so. As you can see, my ring finger is doing most of the work. And then when I get about halfway, I'm going to take my middle finger, squeeze the edges. My thumbs are going to come together while my first finger's on top, and just like that. Now that's the square up. Now in full performance, here we go. Going to split them, give them a little shuffle, and square them up. And there you go. So that is the tutorial for the closed tabled riffle shuffle. Now, what is a closed table riffle shuffle really good for? Well, it's generally just hiding cards. It's like a real secretive, tight shuffle. So if you're playing like a really serious card game, the chances of flashing the pips of the cards when you're shuffling, like these little pips right here, someone seeing it, is unlikely because you're hiding the cards. It's a real tight shuffle. Now, if you have a card upside down or something and you shuffle it, the chances of someone seeing that upside down card is probably unlikely because it's like a real tight, hidden shuffle, a closed shuffle. Now, for the open shuffle, it's a little bit more opposite. It's a little bit more fair. It's more open. And if you do have a card upside down and you do an open tabled riffle shuffle, they might see it and they might not. It just depends how good you are at doing it. However, I love the open tabled riffle shuffle the best. And I'm going to teach you how to do it right now. So here's a quick performance. And there we go. This is a really quick, open riffle shuffle. It's my favorite. Now sometimes my joints want to lock up on me right here, and it makes this shuffle hard to do, but I can still do it. I just got to practice. Hopefully you won't have that trouble, but I don't know if that is just me or if that's like a common thing, but yeah. But again, the mechanics of it is the same exact thing. You're going to keep your fingers in contact with the table. You're going to be back here though instead of up front. And you're just going to release just like you normally would and go into it. I think this is a lot better than the closed riffle shuffle. It's more open, it's more fair. And like I said, it's just my favorite. Again, split them off, have that V, and shuffle. Now some people will do something a little different. Instead of doing like this step right here, like taking the cards, pause for a real brief second. It's probably not even a second. I mean, it's so quick. It might be a second. I guess you'd have to time it. But this is what I do. I'll split the packets off, pause for a quick second, and then I'll start shuffling. But what they'll do is they'll take the cards and they'll start to like immediately shuffle. Now, if you can do it that way, if you can start to immediately shuffle, I think it would look better in appearance because it's like a more smooth motion. It's not broken up in any steps. However, it's a little bit more difficult, I think, doing it that way, at least for me, because my joints, my fingers, they hurt. However, if you practice that, you can get it down. Again, this is what they'll do. They'll split the cards. They'll keep their fingers, right, their pinky and their ring finger and middle finger on the table, but they'll start to shuffle off just like so. In speed, they'll go like this, just like that. Now, if you want to do it that way, you can, or if you want to do it the way I do it, I'll split it like that for a second and then do it. That's the way I do it. I feel like I can get a more clean shuffle when I do that, and it feels a lot better on my joints. Another quick tip that I almost forgot to mention is when you want to do it that one way where it's like all simultaneously, make sure that the left-hand packet remains on the table because you don't want to have both in the air all at once. Instead, you're going to keep that left-hand packet on the table while this right hand doesn't necessarily go all the way down. But when you're about to, then you riffle like so. So in actual performance speed, it'd be like this, just like so. But however, like I said, I don't do it that way. I like to do it that way. But at the end of the day, do what you think is best, whatever way works for you. If you guys like these tutorials, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Comment down below if you got any questions and share this video with a friend. Thank you guys so much for watching the video, and I hope you guys have a great day. Peace.